Hello and welcome to our fascial fix for tennis and golfer's elbow. Tennis and golfer's elbow are conditions that affect the elbows, obviously, and tennis elbow is on this side, golfer's elbow is on this side. They are both due to restrictions that can form in the forearm muscles when they are overused. These are very small muscles, they easily get fatigued and irritated when you do too much typing, for example. And this can lead to restrictions which pull on the tendon attachments at the elbow. In this video, we're going to go through some exercises that can help to alleviate some of your symptoms by releasing some of the fascial restrictions that may be causing them. In this exercise, I'm going to use one myofascial ball on the side of my neck. I'm going to place it on the side of my neck, just under my ear, and then I'm going to lie on this on my side. So when you're here, in order to feel an actual pressure from the ball, make sure that you pull your shoulder forwards. And this just means that your neck can rest on the ball. And just allow time for your body to start to relax around the ball. The area on the side of your neck can get very tight. There are nerves here which go down into your arms, and these can get tight and start to cause problems in your arm. And equally, tightness in the side of your neck here can cause problems in terms of jaw pain and headaches. So it's a good area to release, and by lying here for at least a couple of minutes, it's allowing time for the fascia to release and let go. If you find that lying on the floor is too difficult for you, then you can also do this exercise on your bed. And just allowing your body to relax around the ball and get a sense of the tissue starting to soften as you do so. And once you've been here for at least a couple of minutes, then you can do the same thing on the other side. So again, as you lie here, pull your shoulder forwards so your arm is out of the way, and that you get a sense of your neck being able to relax onto the ball. Make sure that your body feels comfortable, and whether you're on the floor or on your bed, that you can just relax around the ball. As long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then the tissues will be starting to release and let go. Sometimes you may feel sensations that may go down into your arm or up into your head and your jaw. So whatever you're feeling is fine, that's right for you. Just allowing time for the tissues to release, relax, and let go. So staying here for a couple of minutes allows time for the fascia and the soft tissues to start to release. And you may notice changes, sensations that come and go, and that's all fine. That's all part of the process of your tissues releasing. In this exercise, we're going to do a forearm stretch. There's lots of different ways in which you can stretch your forearms, but this is probably one of the easiest ways because you can do this on any kind of tabletop or your desk. You can also do this if you're sitting in an armchair. All you need to have is your arm resting so that the hand is actually off the surface of whatever it's on. So in this case, my arm is just resting on this tabletop and my hand is off the end of it. So I'll just let my arm be nice and relaxed, and then I can bring my other hand and just place it on the back of the hand to create a nice gentle stretch. So I'm pressing both hands back towards the desk. This creates a stretch in the top of my forearm. In here there's lots of little muscles. They can get restricted, they can get irritated, tired with overuse, for example lots of computer work, and they can get stuck together. And as they stick together, their fascial sheaths also stick together. And this can start to cause different sensations for different people. Sometimes it can be pain and restriction in the forearm itself. It could be tennis or golfer's elbow, because these muscles all attach into your elbow. It could be numbness, tingling and pain in your hand and fingers. So whatever's going on, this stretch is a really nice way of starting to open out the forearm and release some of the restrictions that may have formed in these little muscles. So the muscles on the back of your forearm are called the extensors, and their job is actually to extend your hand up. So by stretching this way, you are creating a stretch that comes all the way over the back of the hand, the wrist and into the forearm. On the other side are the muscles that flex your hand and your wrist. So to work on these, you just turn your hand over, turn your arm over. Again, just allow your hand to relax, so your forearm's nice and relaxed. And I can bring my other hand here, and I'm just going to make sure that it's over my fingers and my thumb, and so I can create a stretch that I'll start to feel coming over my wrist and up into the underneath of my forearm. This area is also important because in here you have some of the muscles that work your thumb. So if you're having pain or restrictions in your thumb, then stretching here can help to release these. And as long as you're in these stretches for at least a couple of minutes, then the tissues will be starting to release and let go. And you can just allow time to deepen the stretch and create a sense of release. And then we can do the same on the other side. So again, on this side, I'm just going to start with my arm nice and relaxed, my hands relaxed, and I'm going to place the other hand on top, on the back of the hand. So we're going to create a stretch with both hands coming back in towards the desk. So you'll start to feel this stretch coming up into the back of your forearm. You may feel it more around your wrist, or more in your fingers, or more in your elbows. So wherever you're feeling it, that's fine. That's your release pattern. And as long as you do this for at least a couple of minutes on each side, then the tissues will be starting to release and let go. And done over time, this can help to undo some of the restrictions that may have formed and be sticking the little muscles in your forearms together, which causes some of the symptoms that people feel. So once we've done this for a couple of minutes, I'm going to turn my forearm over, and we can do the same thing on the other side. So on this side, just allowing my hand to relax and release, just be nice and soft. Then I can come in with my other hand, just place it on top, making sure that I am covering the thumb and the fingers and just creating a nice stretch into the underside of my forearm. As I say, this is a really nice one to do at home if you're watching TV, in an armchair. Very easy, and it's nice just to do this for a few minutes, maybe a few times a day. Also, you can do this at work, just take a little break, and then you can just stretch out your forearms on both sides which gives them a break from computer work, mouse work. In this exercise, I'm going to use a myofascial ball to work on the side of my armpit. So the area that I'm working on is on the side here. And if you feel around this area, you will feel the side of your shoulder blade, which extends from the top of your armpit down the side of your upper back. And that's the area that I'm aiming to work on. To work here, I'm going to place the ball on this area and then lie on my side. Once I'm here, it can be comfortable just to put a pillow under my head and just extend this bottom arm out. So this area is important because it is where there are a lot of the muscles and tissues that help to mobilize your shoulder and your arm. So they create a lot of the rotational movement of your shoulder. Sometimes this area can get very stuck and restricted. In particular, if you do a lot of fine work using your arms in front of you, so that could be computer work, it could be carpentry, it could be cooking, anything that involves having your arms in front of you and in a held or braced position while you do fine movements with your hands and fingers. Shoulder blade is meant to be a free moving bone that slides and glides over your rib cage, and sometimes it gets stuck. And when it gets stuck in position, this can cause pain and other problems. These problems and pain might be felt in the armpit area, in your shoulder, in your arm, your fingers, your hands. So it can contribute to shoulder issues and it can contribute to RSI problems. So as you're here, just allowing your body to relax around the ball, waiting for a sense of things starting to release and let go. And as long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then the fascia and the tissues will be starting to let go. And you can gradually, slowly move your body over the ball and maybe find other areas that are tight and restricted and wait for those to release. So lying on the floor or on your bed might not be comfortable for everyone, in which case you can also do this exercise standing and leaning against a wall. And I'll show you how to do that for the other side. For this side, I'm going to use the ball leaning against a wall. This is great if you find it difficult to get on and off the floor, or if it feels too uncomfortable to lie with your full body weight on your armpit. So again, I'm going to place the ball on the side of my armpit and against the wall, and then I'm just going to lean in. This exercise, this version of the exercise is great if you have restrictions in your shoulder and your arm that make it uncomfortable, for example, to have your arm up above your head, because you can just let your arm dangle and you can just lean in as much or as little as you want to change the pressure that you feel on the side of your armpit. And as you're here, just allowing time for the tissues to start to release and let go. And as long as you're here for at least a couple of minutes, then the fascia and the muscles will be starting to release, and you can gradually rotate and move around the ball, finding other areas that might feel sore, tender, and when you do find somewhere, Then just wait and allow time for this to release and let go. And you can just keep moving to find different spots, maybe further up, further down, maybe more round to this back, or to the side, and just experiment while you're here to feel where the restrictions are and allowing time for these to release and let go. We hope you've enjoyed this fascial fix for tennis and golfer's elbow. If you want to find out more, then why not visit our website and have a look at our All About class for RSI, which includes exercises for tennis and golfer's elbow.